So today I'm checking out this 240 volt 50 amp power cord. Now this type of power cord is very common to be used with RVs, generators, welders, hooking generators to homes, things like that, because it's got a lot of wattage that it can push through this line, so it can power larger things like an RV. Now I was sent this at no cost, so I can do this review, but let's go ahead and take this thing out of the box. I'm going to show you everything it comes with and then how I would hook this up to my RV. So out of the box, you're going to get a strap to bundle this back up and carry it. It comes with a male-to-male connector. This is useful if you have a different type of connector on your RV or something and you need to put this adapter. This is a pretty nice carry bag to store this in. Looks like one of those reusable shopping bags, but it's, nice and thick. And then of course you get the plug. So this is the type of plug I'm talking about here. So this would be 240 volts and 50 amps. So you're going to have a neutral and two hots, which in the US that would be neutral 110 110 make 240, or technically 120 to 120 to make 240, and then your ground. So this is basically a 4-wire plug. And then of course it has this tightener on here, so when you're putting it onto an RV or something like that, you twist this on to tighten it down and make sure it stays connected. This is a very standard style plug. This is for 240 volts and 50 amps. Very common with this type of application. This is pretty much what we have on our RV now. We're going to be using this as a backup, and even if you already have one of these, especially if you're thinking RV, these get destroyed, they get stolen, they get lost, forgotten. It's just really safe to have a second one, since this basically powers your entire RV. So we're going to have this one as a spare, but I'm going to show you how we're hooking it up to the RV. So this is the power outlet, the port basically for our RV, where we hook up the 240 volt connector. And as you can see here, it's got this ground section here, and then it's got 3 prongs here in the middle. So they do call these also twist-a-lock. So when you plug it in, you actually twist it a little bit and it locks to those prongs that are there. And then it's very typical for them to have this threaded little area right here, so you can screw it on. After you've already twisted it, you push it in, you screw the outer collar on, and it holds it in place. So I'm going to show you that with this one. So you would start by finding at what position you need to put it in. On this one, it would be like this. So it just went in. Then I would twist it. So I just twisted it maybe 1/10 of a turn to the right. And then now you take this collar that it comes with, and it's basically just a safety once you get it threaded on there. And sometimes they are a little hard to thread because they are small threads. So don't get too discouraged. It happens on every single RV that we've ever had. And once it gets threaded on there, you'll notice, because it's going to start getting much tighter to turn, and there it's nice and tight on there. So that collar again is just meant to keep this plug pulled into the RV or whatever type of plug you're using, and keeping it on there so it doesn't accidentally twist out, come out, whatever. Now to take that off, you just do the exact opposite. You untwist it, and I put it on there pretty tight, so now I'm untwisting it off. It's completely off there. You twist it back the other direction like you put it on. It even has right here lock, unlock, so based on how you twist it, and then you just pull it back out. So that's how you would put this in. So let me show you the other side. We have an RV covered parking area next to our barn, and this is where we park it for storage. And I installed this 240 50 amp plug. Now I have it installed kind of high because I like keeping electricity as far off the ground as possible. But this is the exact style plug that's on that connector that you would plug in. This is also the same style plug that you would find at RV parks for 50 amp service, or if you are needing 240 50 amp for a generator or a welder, they're going to have most likely this type of plug or the plug that you saw on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in here. So again, here's that plug. I'm going to pull down the little warning label, and you just plug it in. Now they have these really nice handles. I like the plugs that have this. We do have some plugs that are just a plug and you have to grab it and pull it. And don't get me wrong, that's not real hard to do, but if you don't lube your plugs, like I put electrical grease on these, but if you don't do that often, these plugs can get kind of corroded and hard to come off, especially if you're at RV parks, you'll find that. So having this little hook like this to be able to grab it well and pull it off is pretty important. So luckily we didn't need to use this adapter, and I won't need it for anything that I have, but if you did need to use it, it's basically goes on here and twists on here, so that way you have a threaded portion on the outside and you'd be able to tighten that down another way. But I don't have something that needs that, but I will keep it with me. Now when you're ready to put it up, you can put the strap around it like this where it buckles on, and then you can put it in the bag, or you just throw it right in the bag, whichever you want to do. But it does come with that, so you can put it away nice and tidy in your storage compartments. So what you don't want to do though is not have one of these when you need it. So if you're at an RV park and someone takes one, or you lose one, anything can happen. You don't want to pay 3 to 4 times the price of this thing at an RV park or some corner store that you may find it, when you could pick one up in advance and be prepared. Because this, when it comes to our RV, this cable runs everything. So we hook this up to our generator, and that's what gives us power. And if we didn't have this, or if we lost this, we'd be out of it. We just wouldn't have anything. And when you're scrambling to find that, these things can get really expensive. All right, well, I hope this information was helpful. Thank you very much for watching. Y'all take care.